Dave's got no comms, just wait for the motorbike to start and we'll go on you through.
Just turning the phone off because it's we're so popular. That phone can ring at any time.
Alright, so the first question. How did you start off with the series?
We wrote it. Bottom line, we'd basically the guy that invented the whole concept is like a mate, and we kind of got involved as riders. In fact, we probably rode, between us, we've probably ridden more than anyone.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Of the whole series. Went from, when was the first one?
Yeah, 99 was that, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've ridden between us. We've ridden probably everyone, apart from when we took over, and haven't ridden one since.
And then, stupidly, I became a bike mechanic. And that was the end of my cycling career. You were still riding at the time, weren't you?
Yeah, still going, and yeah, we just naturally evolved. We saw it in its heyday when we were riding it, and then it just started to things started to change. The enduro scene started to take off, and John was starting to think about retiring and selling up, and we thought naturally, you know, we've got the bike shop, let's grab this one by the horns and get that going, and approached John with an offer.
Which he laughed at.
Which he laughed at, yeah. And then he realised actually that was probably going to be his only offer. Only joking. And yeah, we went from there really. Luckily we had a little bit of his input, but we'd also worked on him for years as well, in some shape, so yeah. It seemed a natural progression for us really, moving from...
It's a bit like an old farmer retiring and a couple of sons taking over the
yeah, he's like a dad to us, yeah.
Well, you know what I mean.
So I mean, it must be quite nerve-wracking, because I mean, just the financial cost of taking on a series like this would be sort of, I mean, it's to sort of start doing something you've never done before to actually end up running events is a big jump, really.
Yeah, it was more the financial thing, the thought of potentially losing tens of thousands each, rather than the running of the. So we've seen so many events, both as riders and as working on the MTB Marathons before we owned the business, and other people's events that we've worked on as well. Kind of, we knew we had a picture in what we wanted to achieve.
Yeah, clear objective, and
so,
yeah.
You know, we had a track we wanted to go down. It was just a case of how we were going to get there. But
it's pretty much we have a quick chat about things, we make a decision, and then we just make it work. It's just kind of how we roll, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, have you got specific roles for each of you? Do each of you do the same thing for each event, or the strengths that you've both got individually?
Yeah, I think so. We're in our 4th year now, and I think we've found that place now where, you know, we know what each of us are good at and what each of us are not so good at, and we just kind of let each other get on with.
Yeah.
Like I tend to take more.
Course design
and planning prior to the events, organising things like skips, you know, sort of the humdrum of the event, and then when it comes to putting on the day, then sort of Gaz, the razzmatazz. Basically, I do all the work and he takes the shine. But no, yeah, we you know, it's strength and weakness, and we definitely work well together, I think.
Yeah,
yin and yang, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'd never said 5 years ago when we set out that we'd got to this point barely a crossword.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it works then, because I mean it's quite stressful. So there must be times where
I've grown to like him.
Would you believe that?
I mean, say each event, and then the old series. How much sort of time do you have to dedicate to the series to get it? You know, from when this finishes in September. How much time will be sort of dedicated to that? So
pretty much the breakdown happens on the last event. This year will be on the 3rd of September. Probably we'll have a week off. This year we've got actually 2 weeks. We were working immediately on a charity event the week after. Yeah. We'll probably get 2 weeks off the event, and then we'll get straight into it. Yeah. Straight
into 18 planning.
Yeah.
In fact, the social media from Mike, because I handle a lot of the marketing and social media side of things. Post event is probably equally busy. From the social media side of things as it is in the run up to the event. You've got to kind of keep that snowball rolling. So 4 or 5 days afterwards, you know, you've just got to be, you're on your phone or your laptop constantly. But then we'll probably sit back for a couple of weeks and just forget about the marathons for a couple of weeks, but 2 weeks at the most, and then we're straight into 18 planning.
Yeah, but you know, during that little time off is where the new seeds of ideas are growing in our heads, and then we sort of discuss them then, and you know, this is a good idea, that isn't a good idea, and then just again grab it by the horns and get going.
Yeah, I mean, in the last year, a lot of big events have gone by the wayside, and they've just basically, numbers have dropped off too much and they pulled events. Do you not get nervous that, you know, the amount of money and time you have invested, you don't really know until you get to build the first one, really, who's going to be there and what's going to happen?
Yeah, really. It's a worry, it is a worry when you see big events like falling by the wayside, and where, you know, but then you get through that first event, or you see the numbers coming in, you know, we get the feedback off the website of pre-entries, but the best thing is the feedback post-event that we get people emailing us specifically to thank us for a great weekend and things like that. Yeah. And at that point you think, actually, we've got a pretty special product. Yeah. I don't think there's anyone else in the UK offering that type of product.
Yeah, you know, we kind of, that core event that's been running since the beginning, since '99, same, but we just keep trying to bring something new every year. And yeah, it's a definite worry that the bubble's going to burst, but you know, currently, you know, we've stabilized. It was dropping when we bought the company. We've stabilized it. It's grown year on year since, and yeah, hopefully, if we carry on doing what we're doing, it's going to carry on.
Well, I suppose value for money is a very good weekend away, because it's, you know, the camping alone would cost you what you charge for the entries, wouldn't it? So if the family turns up and camps for a weekend, it's probably cheaper than what it would cost them to go camping for a weekend, isn't it?
Well, and you know, if you've got one member of your entire family riding the event, it's potentially a whole weekend of camping for your whole family, with on-site caterers, toilet showers, for 40 quid, under 40 quid, and a few freebies thrown in for good measure. You know, so you can't fault it.
Yeah, I mean, the team you've got behind, you've got a very strong team that sort of is become a consistent team you've got now, year on, year out, since you've been doing the event. I mean, what sort of advantages they bring?
Like we said earlier, you know, it took us a couple of events just to know what our strengths and weaknesses are. Same with the team, we know who we can put where, and they're invaluable. We wouldn't be talking to you now on doing this video if it wasn't for them. We'd have folded year one when we took it over. You know, phenomenal team. Their work rate is second to none, and we couldn't really ask for more. Yeah, we're quite lucky in that respect.
Again, they're a group of people that do it for the love of it. You know, they see the value in what we're doing, and they love being part of the driving force behind it all, and making it so inclusive, family friendly. You know, and just that's the reason we attract such a broad spectrum of riders, because members of our crew are everything from elite racers through to a dad who's got a kid that races recreationally on the weekend, or you know, or families that just ride bikes generally just for fun. We're all cyclists. We're all mountain bikers.
Yeah, I mean that shows in your events, doesn't it? Really. I mean, in 10 years' time, where do you see the events being in 10 years' time?
10 years.
Yeah. Well, I'll be approaching retirement. Fingers crossed. No.
Yeah, exciting times actually when you think about it in the 10-year scheme. Yeah. You know, we were looking at, you know, we had a 5-year plan, so we're almost at that now. But yeah, I think things are going to change a lot. But I think, again, that core value of what we like to bring, in the fact that, you know, we like to bring a professional, you know, all-encompassing event, all-inclusive event. But we're just two guys that love biking. So you know, the fact that, you know,
however the sport evolves, whichever direction it goes, we'll move with it, and keep attracting the riders that are current at the time. You know, and hopefully they'll bring their families, their friends, their mates. Whatever it takes, we'll just keep evolving.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you've got a database. Is the database changed in the last couple of years? Because it's like where you are back in the trend is that you're actually increasing the percentages. Most events can't do that, they can't manage to do that. But is it new riders that you're attracting? What?
This year particularly, I think, new riders.
Younger, sort of different?
Yeah, well, the fact that we're one of the few companies that, events companies that allow electric bikes, I think that helps. And we've embraced the revolution of e-bikes in the last couple of years. You know, I think it's great. We think it's great.
We took a lot of flack.
Yeah, we've taken a lot of flack for it, but I think
we put our argument forward about how great e-bikes are. They make a marathon that was otherwise a pipe dream for someone who maybe hasn't got the fitness, suffering with health, whatever. So an e-bike makes it achievable for those people.
Yeah.
That was our selling point for putting an e-bike into one of our events. It's not because they're going to be faster than the guy on an ordinary bike or anything else. It's just inclusivity. So everyone can have a go, and I think that's helped.
Yeah, and similarly with the free under 16s this year, we introduced under 16s being able to do the half marathon at half price. Unfortunately, we had to charge for that just to cover our insurance costs, etc. But I think it's the fact that you can go and ride with your parents, your mum and dad, or both. It just increases that that experience, the family weekend. So
like those under 16s, I'd like to think 10 years from now we'll be bringing their families along.
Yeah, exactly.
To our events.
Do you think because the fact that you've ridden the events, you've got kids yourself that ride, that's given you more of a sort of insight to that? Because I mean, for me, that would be my biggest gripe, was the amount it cost. I had 3 kids that rode bikes, and it's that's a massive gripe when you want to go and take kids riding and encourage them. The cost of it is astronomical sometimes, really. Would you think that's maybe where you've got a different outlook?
Well, it's all about longevity, isn't it? We're looking like we mentioned, 10 years down the road, we could potentially have 4 generations of a family riding, and that's where it's at.
To get, like you said, 3 or 4 generations of the same family all at one event, maybe 10 years from now. That's because we're so inclusive. You could have, as an example, someone like Nick Craig or Paul Oldham, his kids, even his dad, the wife, or everyone has a go. Just look around our campsite, the number of people there that have brought their entire family, and maybe even Gramps and Grandma have come along just to look after the kids that don't want to ride or whatever. There's no reason not to bring the family. It's just a great weekend.
I suppose this year the big change, you've really included the sort of the female riders and the children. Turns it into a big weekend rather than just dad turn up on a Sunday to do his ride and leaving mum back at the caravan with kids. It sort of now makes it a proper weekend, isn't it?
I hope we're having to turn kids away. If people don't pre-register the kids and the women's rides and things, they're that busy, they're struggling to get enough coaches. It's great, it's fantastic to see.
It's a really good headache to have, actually.
It's a lovely problem to have.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably a problem that most events don't have to, really. So
those kids that are on the Hope skill session on a Saturday, what will they be riding in 10 or 12 years' time? Hopefully, a mountain marathon in whatever guise it is 10 years from now.
I mean, actually being an event organised, what's the most rewarding part of it?
I think just sitting back and looking, everyone having a good time. Whether that be someone's just set their personal best around the course, someone's just done their first mini marathon, just a sense of just whatever achievement you can see in and around that event village. Just sit back and just think, we've been part of this journey for them, and that's quite special, really.